Hello, good morning to you. It is a Wednesday. We've made it to the middle of the work week. If you have a Monday through Friday, of course, that is. And yeah, not a whole lot happening out there. We do have some slick areas and some slick spots that you should watch out for this morning. We've kind of had very light lake effect snow here or there, rather spotty. We still have northwest winds out there this morning. And so there's a little bit of a light breeze, but it's not quite as gusty as yesterday. So in the next couple of minutes, we're going to keep it short and sweet because there's not a whole lot much more to really kind of point out in regards to what's coming. We've been talking about this warm up for a while now, and we're still on track for it. Not much has changed with it, and it is going to last for a while also. So we'll give you the bullet points on that and the impacts and talk about some conditions out there this morning. So yeah, happy Wednesday. If you are just joining us, we'll give you some of the highlights that you need to know about the things that are headed your way here for this big warm up today and when things change, how long this is going to last for coming up here. But yeah, it's Wednesday, so let us know how your week is going. Let me know what you're looking forward to. A lot of things happening here. I mean, we have Michigan Ice Fest. We also have the UP200 kicking off on Friday. And of course, we're going to be live down there in downtown Marquette to provide that live view of it. If you are unable to make it, you can check that out, of course, on our website and our platforms. And yeah, UP200 Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And we have a big warm up that's coming. So, some things that are happening. Let me know below what you're looking forward to. Do you have big plans this weekend? It's also Valentine's Day weekend. Saturday we have Valentine's Day. So yeah, what are you doing for Valentine's Day and this weekend? Share. Let us know below. Okay. So first off, let's talk temperatures. Okay, this morning's relatively mild out there, a lot of 20s. We're supposed to be in the single numbers. Our normal low for this time of year is 6 degrees, and we're not anywhere near that. That's going to be the trend for us for a while. Today will be a typical seasonal day. We're expecting 20s, low 20s. We'll hover in that range of low 20s in the western UP and then mid 20s in the central and the east end. We're hanging on to cloudy skies today. That's going to change though. We're in for some sunshine later on, but I'll tell you when in a second. Right now, kind of cloudy out there, overcast. That's in Nagani. Here's the view over College Avenue. Some similar conditions out there, and this is over at the Mackinac Bridge. Okay, so it is what I like to call a fairly typical February day in the UP. That's what we're experiencing out there this morning. Now, be mindful, there might be some slick surfaces as per usual, okay? Some of that lake effect snow causing some slick spots. Might be a little bit slush in some areas. So, typical hazards for this time of year that you need to be looking out for today. Otherwise, going into tomorrow and Friday, outside of this warm up that's coming in, we're expecting some sunshine. So, the end of this work week might be really nice to soak up some of that sunshine. It's been gray for quite a while, and we're in that time of year where it's cloudy almost every single day. January is fairly dark as well as February, and I know that of course it impacts us. There are impacts to how we're feeling because of it. So yeah, if you've been impacted of course by the overcast and kind of gray view that winter has, you're not alone. We do have some sunshine that's coming, so make sure to soak up some of that vitamin D tomorrow and Friday. So I did mention this is over at the Mackinac Bridge. Here's a look at the radar. I want to briefly show you that because, we're not experiencing a lot of snow by any means. It's very light lake effect as we still have some of that northwest wind in place. So it's been fairly light. I'm going to stop this here and we'll zoom in some spots so you can see a closer look. Higher elevations of western Marquette County, Humboldt Township, Ishpeming, a little bit of light snow there. Along M553, east of Harvey, over near Rock River, into Chatham, those places. A little bit more prominent light snow there at this moment. Otherwise, it's more spotty, kind of east of Munising along the shoreline near Grand Marais. Okay. All right. So here's your hour by hour for today.
Still some light lake effect snow in the eastern UP and gusts of 20 to 25 with that northwest wind. This is tomorrow morning, a little bit more quiet in regard to that wind. We are expecting winds to shift tomorrow, and so we will have more of a south and southwest wind flow develop for Thursday because high pressure is coming in. Okay, so that's going to change the wind direction and the lake effect snow. That'll still be kind of spotty at times tonight and also help clear out clouds. This is what's going to result in some areas of sunshine for tomorrow and again on Friday. So here's a look at Friday. This is Friday, late afternoon and evening, still some clear skies. You're coming down for the UP200 kickoff. Friday evening should be a comfortable one for it, though we're likely going to have some concerns with this warm up going into this upcoming weekend. Okay, currently I want to show you this. This is our current snow base right now, our snow depth right now, ranging around 36 inches to 48 inches for most of the northern UP and the high elevation. Okay, so we've been lucky that our temperatures for the most part have been on the colder side of things or near that seasonal range, and so we've kept our snow base. This is going to change. I'm interested to see, what this is going to look like when I compare this image Thursday to next Wednesday because of that melt that we're going to experience. Now, as far as warm-ups, we did have a brief warm-up back in December around Christmas time, that week of Christmas time. We had a little bit of a warm-up and we lost some of that snow base, but it wasn't anything super significant, and this might be significant for us. So it'd be interesting to see how that shakes up. This is again another view of that snow depth that's current. Today, those 20s I mentioned, and I'm just going to go ahead and skip all the way to Friday. This is what we're looking at. Lower to mid 40s inland along that Wisconsin state line. Our shoreline's in the upper 30s. Friday and Saturday, some very similar conditions. Basically 2 days of potential 40s out there. And of course, that's going to bring in that snow melt. We're looking at 15 to 20 degrees above the normal Friday and on Saturday. It's this big ridge in the jet stream that's going to move in. And it stays with us for many days. So Friday all the way through basically next Wednesday, this pattern is going to stick around with us. Now, this is Wednesday morning, and if you notice, there's going to be this area of low pressure that forms. You can see that little divot in the lines there in the jet stream pressure pattern. That disturbance is what's going to push this big warm air mass out of the region and bring in more seasonal conditions for the second half of next week into next weekend. Not this weekend, but next weekend. I mean, we're looking farther out here, 5 to 10 days out. So here's a look at that. Friday through next Thursday, consecutively, days of upper 30s and 40s. Not until next Thursday do we tap into those 20s again after that warm stretch of weather. And our overnight low temperatures are also going to be above the normal. So upper 20s and low 30s for our lows, and that's, going to cause refreezing. It's also going to cause some slick areas, icy surfaces, icy, sidewalks, parking lots, driveways, all of those things. So not only are we going to have issues with our snowpack, but we also need to be careful of our step and where we're walking. Make sure we're throwing, down some salt and some sand. Make sure we're not slipping on icy conditions, because this is the setup that's going to cause that. Okay. All right. So current ice concentration, every single day this goes down a little bit for Lake Superior. We're now down to 46%. And I presume we'll probably be down to about 30% next week after this warm up that we're going to have. I've been talking about it all week long about the hazards that will come with this warm up. Yes, it's going to be nice to enjoy some warmer days. It's going to be nice to have some sunshine. Absolutely, yes. But here are some of the things that we could encounter as a result of this extended stretch of warm weather. warming up, thawing, melting during the day, refreezing at night will cause icy surfaces. Of course, unstable ice conditions we've been talking about for a while now along the shoreline of Lake Superior and our interior inland lakes as well. So if you can stay off of the ice, especially when we really get into those 30s and 40s, you might have already experienced some ice damming on your roof or anything like that. So that's probably going to increase. Ice jams are probably also going to increase as well. Loss of snowpack and the texture of our trails, ski trails and biking trails, snowshoeing trails, all of that become a little bit more mushy or slushy at times. And then with that, overnight freeze becoming a little bit more crunchy in texture. So yeah, a lot of impacts as a result of this warm stretch of weather. Now, I kind of looked a little bit farther out for the end of February, the beginning of March, and it does look like we get back to typical weather, typical temperatures. So hopefully, the impacts from this thaw will be short-lived and we can get back to at least maintaining an okay snow base. So yeah, those are all of the things that are happening. We're still on track for that. Not much has changed here. So yeah. Well, that does it. That's the big update. The only day to look out for as far as more widespread precipitation will be next Tuesday night into next Wednesday. So here's a quick look at that 7-day forecast. Right now, models are showing, and again, we're many days out. We're about 7 days away from this, okay? So right now, it looks like we have a disturbance that'll bring in a rain and snow mix that'll be widespread and could include freezing rain and a wintry mixture Tuesday night and a Wednesday morning. That means, of course, travel will be impacted by that, but it's also because, we're going to maintain low temperatures at night at around that freezing mark. And then it's after that that we start to notice our temperatures rebound to the 20s for more typical conditions. And each day we start to notice that our normal high temperature increases. I mean, earlier in the week or last week, our normal was 23 degrees and now we're up to 24. So, we're towards the end of February or middle of February. By the end of the month of February, we'll be around 25, 26 for our normal daytime high temperature. So we're gaining more daylight. We're also gaining an increase in temperatures now. So we're basically almost through the majority of the, meteorological winter. So yeah, spring's coming closer, but of course, we live in the UP and our winter weather continues basically through the end of April. So yeah, that's the update. Take advantage of the trail conditions when you can. Today might be a really great day to get out there, as well as tomorrow. But that might not be super great for Friday through next week. So yeah, okay, that does it. You guys have a really great day. I'll be right back here on